Training with Coach Abdullah. I was going to title this video Enough is Enough Part 2, but the more and more I think about it, we should name this video The Copy and Paste Culture. Now, before I get into this copy and paste culture, I'm going to say in the path or in the quest of trying to better oneself, and they may be shy, timid, or feel intimidated to ask someone for help or ask a coach for help, personal trainer, what have you. I get that part of it. What I want to say about the copy and post culture that I don't like, but at the same time, it's kind of indirect praise. And that is, a person like me, I started playing sports at age 5, and I stopped playing competitive sports at age 26. In that time span, I thank God that I was blessed to have been coached by some of the world's best coaches in American football, in track and field, in boxing. When time passes and you get older and you spend all that time going through those trainings, going through those competitions, preparing for competition, understanding wins and losses, understanding your performance progression, your plateaus, all these mental struggles that an athlete goes through. By the time you get to my age is when you can all put it together and package it in a form that's ready for the common man or the athlete. In my current environment, which is in Jeddah, happens all the time. What's happening now, and it's all over the world, the attitude, the mentality is that we're in the information age. I can figure everything out by myself. And a lot of things you can learn by yourself because it is the information age. But there are some things you have to actually learn. You have to actually be taught them. You have to have a teacher or a mentor to take you to places that you yourself don't allow you to go. And that's just human nature. The way we are made up, we're not built for suffering. We're not built for pushing ourselves beyond a limit. That's why you have to have a teacher. You have to have parents. You have to have someone to give you some foundation and guidelines. Okay, enough. Let me get to the point. So lately, what's happening is, in the current gym that I'm in, unfortunately, there's a big, huge steroid culture. And this steroid culture is so bad that the extreme of them think that that's the only way they can improve themselves. It's the only way. There's no other way. That's the extreme of them. That particular demographic, what I've been seeing is they won't ask me for help because they know my stance on PEDs and steroids. Especially, I'm against it in general, and I'm against it for athletes, especially athletes that participate in combat sports. And this is just a sidebar. If you're in a combat sport where you're gonna hit bodies, using PEDs is an unfair advantage for the guy who's doing it clean. And then it becomes dangerous. It becomes life and death now. Depending on what you use, you're gonna have the ability to do the same thing over and over and over again at the same speed and at the same strength. Whereas a normal guy, he's gonna have to pace himself. He's gonna have to strategize based around his stamina and his ability. So it gives you an unfair advantage. So I'm against PEDs in general. The thing about, they're afraid to come to me, but they'll copy my workouts because they know my workouts. Well, they don't know that my workouts, performance-based, they're dynamic, and they develop your muscles if you know how to integrate the weights and the timings and the format. So copy and pasting is not going to work dealing with me. It's indirect praise. Sometimes I don't like it because you won't talk to me, and you know why you won't talk to me, because you're a drug user. I don't want to encourage or endorse a person that's destroying themselves. It's just point blank. I don't want to endorse that, directly or indirectly. So my point is, copy my workouts, use it in their workout. I just walked into the gym and I seen a bunch of guys doing my workout. Yesterday when I left the gym, I seen a guy coaching a child or children or teenagers, preteens, on floor wipers. And it was all wrong, and it was so wrong that he could actually injure his lower back, or have some pain or discomfort that he doesn't have to have. And that's the danger of coaches that don't know things. These internet certificate guys who's never done anything in his life. You got an internet certificate and you got a job. That's all you did. Certificate, job. No experience whatsoever in sports, in anatomy, in physiology, in kinesiology, in nutrition, in bodybuilding 101, muscle endurance, all of those things that person who learned and experienced and went through some things does know. So you can copy and paste all you want, because really what you're doing is indirectly is showing the world that this guy does know something and it's worthy of imitation. But the sad thing is you're afraid to ask me, why do you do this? What's the proper technique? And how do I incorporate it into my life and my goals? So this is going to be another series. I'm going to do Enough is Enough Part 2, which is another subject. I thought I was going to do this one. No. So this is copy and paste Part 1, and I'll get more into this because it gets deeper than that. It gets deeper than what I'm talking about right now. Penetrates the psyche, and it destroys the milieu in the gym. And I'm going to explain why. And that's why I've even told people, if you call this guy a coach and you call me coach, then I'm not a coach, because me and him aren't the same. And I don't want to be in the same bracket as him. Not because I dislike him, but we're not the same. There's differences. His role and his benefit, Allahu Alam, and me, I have my role and my benefit. But we're not the same. I put in the years, the blood, sweat, and tears. I had the surgeries. I sat in the classrooms. I went to the seminars. I went to the camps. I mean, on and on and on and on. I won the awards. I broke the records. I set the records. Come on. We're not the same. Okay? You wasn't at Drake Stadium training with Bob Kersey, Jackie Joyner-Kersey, Gail Devers, Mike Marsh, and all the U.S. great Olympians over time. Seeing Greg Foster. I can go on and on. Greg Olson. Come on, man. I can go on and on. These are people I trained with every day. And to be trained by Bob Kersey, we're not the same, bro. Enough is enough. I ranted. So this is the copy and paste rant by Coach Abdullah. Thanks for your listening. Peace.